Hi, my name is Deepak, and today I'm excited to share a project that I worked on for AtliQ Grants. It's a luxury hotel chain. The hotel has been facing a tough time with a declining market share and revenue due to increasing competition and some key business decisions. So I have developed a Power BI dashboard to help revenue management team identify the root cause of these challenges and make data-driven decisions to turn things around. This dashboard is designed to give them a clear, actionable insight into their current performance and highlight opportunities for improvement by focusing on some key metrics like booking trends, customer behavior, competitive analysis, and the goal is to help Atlic regain its market share and grow its revenue. So let's dive in and take a look at how this tool can turn their next step towards success. So before we go ahead and start the presentation, let's just have a look at the flow of this presentation and what are we going to cover in this presentation. So firstly, we will have a look at the AtliQ Hospitality and their business, and secondly, we will see the data part, like what data we have used to create this dashboard. Then comes the dashboard, the actual dashboard on which we will analyze, and followed by the recommendation, and that's how we are going to end this presentation. Let's just go ahead. To keep it short, Ethnic Grants is a luxury five-star hotel chain located in major cities like Mumbai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, and Delhi. Ethnic is often known for its excellent service and top-notch amenities. It provides a welcoming experience for both business and leisure travelers. With world-class dining and modern conference facility and a wellness services, Atli Grants ensures every guest enjoys a memorable stay. Now, coming up, let's just have a look at what data I have used to create this dashboard. Now, let's just have a look at the data that I've used for creating this dashboard. So, initially, data was given to me in a form of CSV file. I then loaded this CSV file to Power BI and did some transformation like fixing up the inconsistencies, handling missing values, and ensuring that everything is in right format. After transforming the data, I created a data model which you can see at the right hand side of your screen. Basically, the data model that you can see here, all the fact tables are in the middle for and followed by the dimension table surrounding them. Now, after creating this data model, I created some key measures which were used to build this visualization and insight for the dashboard. Now, let's just look into the main aspect of our this presentation, which is the dashboard. So let's just open the dashboard first. Hi. So here we are on our actual dashboard that I have created for the AtliQ Hospitality. So here it's a overall view. Basically, here you will get to see all the metrics and city and property wise distributions. So here, as we can see, there's a lot of couple of filters. So these filters are nothing but you can filter out the data based on properties like elite, premium, presidential, and standard. And here it's a filter by city, like the four cities that this athletic technology has a presence. Then we have a filter by uh, status, like whether checked in, cancelled, no show. And then we have a filter called this filter is basically is for how they received a booking, like direct offline, direct online, journey, long trip, make my trip, and other trips. So basically, these are just a platform through which this AtliQ Hospitality receives the bookings. and this is by filter by month. So here, if you see, these are the KPIs like revenue, occupancy percent, and average rating. And then we have a this horizontal bar chart, which tells you like the revenue trend by Mumbai, Bangalore, and Hyderabad and Delhi. So let's just go by and understand what this data has to offer. So if we see the very first thing that we see the overall revenue for a 3 month. So by the way, this data is for a 3 month, okay, which is only for May 22, May 20, June 22, and July 22. So the overall revenue that we have for all these 3 months is 1.6 billion. And if you would like to see the monthly trend, here, if you can see, we can just simply click on this revenue. So in the month of May, we had an overall revenue of 581 million. And here we have the trend over the occupancy and average rating. So if you see in the month of May, uh, so in the third week, we can see there's a dip in occupancy, but then is rose up again in the fourth week. And the average rating that we have for this month is 3.63. And if we just go on to June, the revenue that we have is 553 million with 57% occupancy. And in July, it's same 57% with 551 million. So if we see the revenue part, it is somewhat consistent, like somewhat here and there. And the revenue by city, uh, the very clear picture that we get from this is Mumbai is a top contributor for the revenue, which is 660 million, followed by Bangalore, then Hyderabad and Delhi. So we can see Delhi is the least performing city for us. Then what is the occupancy percentage by city? So here the occupancy percent of Delhi is quite high, and Hyderabad is the second one, and then comes Mumbai. But my if you just look at this data, like you might ask this question: if Delhi has a low revenue but the highest occupancy percent, what is going on? Like even after having a lot of occupancies, why we are not able to generate this revenue? Or are we just selling our hotels at very low prices compared to that? These kind of questions that we can ask through this. And let me also tell you this dashboard that I have built. It probably never gives you magic solutions for like your problems, but definitely it helps you to ask a lot of whys. Why this thing is happening. So so you can ask why, and then further, and then some at some point you will probably get an idea that yeah, this is a thing that we need to work on. And this is the booking by platform. So other has contributed maximum percentage, maximum bookings. And then comes make my trip, and then long trip, and then direct online. Let's also move on to the second page of this dashboard, where we can also like see uh, with a more clear view. If you can see here that the this is the weekly wise trend. Okay, if you want, if you can see the RevPAR and ADR. Okay, so we can see that what is the weekly trend going on here in terms of occupancy percent, in terms of RevPAR, in terms of ADR, and this is the distribution by which category is bringing us the more revenue. And it's very clear to us that the business category is bringing significant revenue, which is 61%, and followed by the luxury. Then here we have a trend like weekend versus weekday trend, and we can see here that the week, the weekend in the weekend the occupancy percent is quite high, which is 62%, and also the realization percentage is also high. But the ADR is somewhere I would say is consistent. So this again, you know, let us ask one further question: why this ADR is consistent? Like, are we not using the dynamic pricing, or what we can do about it? Because if our occupancy percentage is high, then certainly our ADR should also be high. So, and vice versa. Here we can see the property metrics, property by key metrics like the revenue, total bookings, what is the RevPAR, what is the occupancy percent, okay, and what is the cancellation percent, what is the average rating of that particular property. So if you want to see, if we just click on here, okay, so these are a top rating properties, the one that you can see here, right? This is the Atliq Exotica, which is in Mumbai. Uh, then again comes Atliq Exotica, Atliq Bay. So these are the properties which is very high rating, which is 4.32 ratings. And if we see, the revenue contribution is also very high, like 170 million revenue in over the span of 3 months. Over a and if we see the revenue in these properties, this is more than we can conclude that 40 plus 40 million plus, sorry, 80 million plus. And if we see the low performing uh, properties or low performing property ratings, so we can see that revenue is also quite not that good. So again, this let us ask one question: that what we can do to improve these ratings? Are we not providing the better services, or we can take some customer feedback to understand what is the problem that they are facing, you know? So if we can probably, because what I feel is, the revenue somewhere down the line, the revenue is, uh, I would say, directly proportional to ratings, because uh, people often check rating before booking that hotel, right? Or if they find that the hotel rating is not that good, probably they won't book that hotel. So this is the thing. So we might wanna improve the ratings so that this can help us get the more business. So this is all I had from this presentation. I hope you have enjoyed this presentation. Thank you so much for joining. Now, based on our analysis, we have a four recommendation to offer. So the very first one is dynamic pricing. As we saw in the last presentation slide, that the weekend versus weekday trend was somewhat similar in terms of ADR. There was a very little difference into that. That gives us the insight that this particular hotel is not using a dynamic pricing, and that is the reason their ADR is somewhat similar. So what they can do is they can basically use the dynamic pricing according to, like, seasons, according to some special events in that particular city, or they can, capitalize on festival events, so they can increase the price on that particular event time. So this will probably increase their ADR and probably increase the more revenue for us. And then the second one is improve low rating properties. Properties like Ethnic Bay has with the lower ratings. So by giving us like good customer service or better guest experience, can probably increase the ratings. And if the ratings are increased, probably it will also, you know, our revenue will also increase, our occupancy percent will also increase, and so on. So it is very important to improve the rating of those properties. The third one is using targeted marketing, like use data to create tailored email marketing campaigns and social media ads targeting specific customer groups, or improving outreach or booking. As we saw that the business categories are doing quite well for us, so we can do something around us which can, help us get more business. And then the last one is loyalty program. So personalized service using guest data to improve satisfaction and introduce a loyalty program with a reward to retain repeat customers. So we can do some loyalty reward programs, to our existing customers. So this will probably increase the loyalty of the customer and better customer retention and probably help us give the more business repetitively. So this was all I have from my analysis. I hope you have enjoyed this analysis. Thank you so much for joining.